All right, everyone. Welcome back to Blake's Takes, a place where we review, rank, and rate movies and TV shows. I'm your host, Blake, and as always with me, my co-host, Garrett.
Hey, guys.
Now, it has been quite the busy summer as we just now got Stranger Things Part 2 of Season 4.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, right off the bat, one word I can describe this whole season as is epic.
Yeah.
Very epic. You can tell where the money went for this season.
An extremely eventful season.
Yes.
And, well, you're talking about where the money went. Let's talk, the CGI.
Yeah.
That was really good this season.
Yes, it was. A lot of visual effects for this season. I mean, in any, Stranger Things season, especially with the Upside Down, but man, especially this season.
Yeah, especially with the work that they had to do on Vecna.
Yep.
Like, that was the CGI.
Well, that was great practical effects.
Yeah, no, I saw like a whole makeup video that they did with him, but I mean, they still had like the moving
right
the veins
and
on him or whatever.
Just the whole world of the Upside Down. Like we've seen glimpses, parts here and there, but
yeah,
we saw a lot more of the Upside Down this season.
They spent like a whole episode in the Upside Down.
Yeah. So speaking of epic, I mean, these last two episodes were long.
Dude, they were insanely long.
So the first one was an hour and 25 minutes.
Yep.
And then the second one was 2.5 hours. Now that's pretty much 4 hours total. And just for a reference, the whole Obi-Wan Kenobi series was 4.5 hours.
Jesus.
The whole series, all 6 episodes.
Christ.
That just shows you.
That shows you the difference, bro.
That shows you the difference. And you can tell the difference with the writing in the episodes with, just the whole story itself.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, and, we've talked about that before on Kenobi,
Right.
but like they had a filler episode in Kenobi.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's 6 episodes. You can't do that. Versus these episodes, I felt like every single minute was progressing the story and developing characters. And, and the regular episodes in the beginning, in part 1, were like, those were even like 70 minutes.
No, I was going to say, like, none of these episodes felt like fillers.
No, they didn't. And, each time I never like looked at, I never paused it and was like, how much time I got left?
Right.
Never.
No, yeah, I know, right? Honestly, when I watch these episodes, I'm like, fuck, I want more.
Exactly. And I mean, you got more shit.
They did get more.
They had plenty for you to watch.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before. That is definitely one big problem with Disney and their TV shows on Disney Plus.
They lack the writing, man.
They do. So first off with episode 8, pretty important part of, this whole show. 11 gets her powers back finally.
Yes, she does. And even stronger than before.
Yep.
Like Papa was talking about.
Yeah.
Because she freaking lifted, as the doctor said, lifted that 10,000 pound,
Nina project.
Nina thing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
We've never seen her do anything on that scale.
Nah.
And she did it like it was almost like it was nothing, bro.
Right.
Like she got her regular nosebleed, but she didn't look gassed or exhausted or anything.
Yeah, it was almost like when a Jedi finds, or even, with supernatural shit, with like Avatar, when they find the true meaning or like the true, what's the word I'm looking for?
Their inner peace or whatever. Yeah.
Where their true power comes from in a way. That's kind of the moment we got to see.
Yeah, and because she seemed like a lot more in control too.
Right. Yes.
Like she wasn't like angry or anything. She
wasn't flustered.
No, she just did it. However, when she tried to fuck up Papa, she was angry. That was, bro. I when that scene happened, I wanted her to kill him right then and there.
Let's talk about Papa for a second. What was his name? Dr. Brennan?
Yeah, Dr.
Brennan. Man, I mean, every time I think, that he's going down the right path, he just makes a decision that fucks up the whole situation.
He's just a selfish piece of shit, honestly. He really is. Like, he doesn't think of the repercussions of his actions. I mean, she wants to go home and save her friends, which was the whole point of her getting her powers back.
Yep.
There was literally no point in getting her powers back if she couldn't go back and save Max. Right. Because Max was the final key to this whole thing and opening the portal.
Right.
So if she didn't get back in time, what the fuck was the point? But he just wants to like push everybody to their maximum capability. That's what he tried to do with 1. That's what he did with 11. And clearly he doesn't learn from his mistakes.
No, not at all. And that was a really crucial scene to me for 11's character when Papa was dying. And, you know, as always, he's like, I was always doing this for your own good. I only wanted to help.
Tell me you understand.
Tell me you understand. Because he needed that closure before he died.
Yep.
And a part of me was really, you know, thinking that 11 was going to say it just to comfort him in his time of death.
Mm-hmm.
But and then she just said goodbye, Papa. And I was like, yes, that's what you needed to do.
That was the right thing to do.
That was.
Because he doesn't deserve that closure.
No. And speaking with him being selfish and, you know, pressing 1 to reach his capability as well, we also see why 11 was going into the dark all these years for Papa. It was to find number 1, because he still had a gut feeling that number 1 was still out there.
And 11 has always wondered if she truly is a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a really important question for her to answer in this episode, especially when we saw in the first part of this season, when we saw her hit Angela in the face.
Yeah.
She saw Mike look at her like she was a monster.
Right.
And so even without her powers, she still thinks that she's the monster.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in this scene, she really just had like this epiphany that it's not her. It's like Papa that was like driving her to be this monster.
Yes.
And once she realized that, she was like, okay, I'm out of here. You can't stop me.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go with fucking Papa again and stabs her in the freaking neck with the syringe.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like you said, every time you think like he might do something and just like at that point, like the right thing to do would just be let her go.
Yeah.
Here he goes with the goddamn syringe. I'm like, bro, what is your deal?
I know. And then comes along Mike, Will, Jonathan, and Argyle finding Nina in the desert. Oh, is Nina? I don't know. Nina could be a little woman. Nina. Argyle. Great character, in my opinion. Good comedy relief.
Dude, he was great.
He was great. But on their way to finding 11, we finally get to see what Will has been painting that we see in the very first episode.
And he said 11 commissioned it. I don't buy that.
No, not at all.
Nope.
So basically, it was to show Mike that he was, you know, the heart of this group. And telling Mike that he makes 11 feel special, even when, you know, she feels different than everyone else.
Yeah. And like when she really gets down on herself and doubts herself.
Right.
Because Vecna inside Max's head.
Right.
And Mike was cheering her on and everything. Yeah. And like it really was his encouragement that like actually pushed her to win that fight.
Right. But clearly, this wasn't about 11 for the scene. This was about him.
Yeah.
Will's sexuality has been questioned throughout the whole series, but I think we all know, you know.
In season 4, they really shined a light on it.
Right.
And made it pretty obvious even to those who didn't pick up on any of it in previous seasons.
Right, yeah.
And honestly, because now when you look back, you're like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, if, you know, you can pick up on things pretty easily and pick up hints. You know, they were showing it throughout this whole series. But like you said, they were shining more light on it. But it does lead to a very nice brother moment with Jonathan and Will.
Yes, it does.
Because really, you know, we haven't been getting much of Jonathan and Will this last season.
No, they didn't really have much interaction at all.
They didn't.
And, you know, in previous seasons, like, Jonathan really did play that big brother role. Like, he was always looking out for Will and everything. And obviously, we saw how concerned he was when Will went missing in the first season.
Right.
But, yeah, so it was nice that he pointed that out and he realized it and like, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, that was a nice moment for sure.
And you know what? And he did that perfectly, especially with someone who you know, is sexually confused or something like that. Like if Will wasn't ready to come out and say it outright, he didn't even bring that up. He wasn't like, I know what your deal is. He was just like, I'm here and I love you no matter what.
Yes.
And he just left it at that.
That was a touching brother moment.
It was a very good brother moment.
Good acting in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a big part of this, you know, first episode of part 2 as well was developing this plan to stop Vecna.
Yeah.
You know, create these 4 phases that they had. So we also get to see them, you know, buy the weapons they need for these, you know, phases. And at this gun shop, they run into that damn, I forget his name.
Fucking Jason.
Jason, oh my God.
Piece of shit.
The most annoying character of the season.
Dude, I swear to God, if he said one more wrong statement about what was going on, I was like, would you shut the fuck up and listen for like 2 seconds?
I mean, good job for the actor. He did a good job of being some annoying ass hillbilly.
Oh, I know, bro. Like, I give props to any actor that can make me hate them that much.
Yes, I agree.
Because like if they can do that, they're doing their job.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like a lot of scenes in this first episode before, the huge epic finale was to have, nice moments between characters' relationships. Because we get another good one as well with Eddie Munson and Dustin.
Yes.
As they're in the field.
Yeah. And that was another like kind of brother bond moment.
It was, yeah. Because throughout the season, Eddie was looking out for these young freshmen.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they just had like, your classic little roughhousing, moment. And another really wholesome scene in this season.
Just Eddie loving Dustin for who he is.
Yeah. I love that they had this whole little band of outcasts and they were just such a tightly knit group.
They were.
And with Eddie being there this season, unfortunately, that took away a little bit from the Steve Harrington-Dustin duo that we love so much.
Yes.
But it was still good to see.
It was. Speaking of Steve Harrington, we have a lot of good moments between him and Robin, as we have, in the recent season as well. But this season too, they had their moment as well as they were in that field preparing for the final battle.
Yeah, they were both just like so supportive of each other.
They are.
They are. Ever since Robin was introduced.
I love that friendship. And then speaking of another moment between two characters as well, we also get one between Max and Lucas in the back of the RV when they're heading to the gun store.
Mm-hmm.
And Max is talking about how she's going to think of her happy moments whenever, she goes into Vecna's mind, or Vecna gets into her mind.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas is like, oh,
was I there?
Am I in these memories? Like,
you might have been there.
Yeah, you might be. Clearly he was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like episode 8, the first one of part 2, was just a lot of
setup for the next episode,
for sure.
Which was good. So, it was a lot of
good moments between characters as well, and their relationships.
A lot of communication going on, just like showing you how close these characters are.
Yeah, because
they might get ripped away next episode.
Right.
Also, I will say, I loved that they stuck with 4 on like everything.
Yes.
So, and they even there's even a poster that like shows it perfectly too. But so you got the 4 stories, you got your Hawkins group, you got your Callie group, you got Hopper, and then you got 11 stories. So you got your 4 stories, you got your 4 phases of their plan, you got the 4 kills, and you got the 4 portals to open up into Hawkins.
Oh shit.
Shit was beautiful how they did that.
Fo.
I love that. I just loved the consistency with that. It was really cool.
I mean, again, I just can't believe that this final episode was 2.5 hours, and which is the length of a movie. And I know I was watching a TV show, but I don't know. It never felt dragged out. You know what I mean?
No, it wasn't.
It didn't feel like I was watching some dragged out TV show.
No, it felt like it just felt perfect. I mean, they fit in every moment that they needed to.
Yeah.
Very, very satisfying finale. Like, I mean, obviously little heartbreak in there, but it at the end of the day, it was a good finale to this season.
And we've kind of talked about, these moments as well on our TikTok. But man, a lot of great moments, Eddie Munson's moment as well with his guitar solo.
Yes.
Playing Master of Puppets.
That was such a good song.
So good. Fit his metalhead personality to distract the bats so that Steve, Nancy, and Robin could get, into Vecna's house while he's distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but man, let's talk about that moment of Eddie real quick with his death.
Yeah. Speaking of Eddie,
we knew it was going to happen, honestly.
Yeah. The second he didn't go through that portal with Dustin, I knew he was making the hero sacrifice right here.
Yep.
It's over for him.
And Stranger Things loves to do that. They, introduce a character we grow to love in a season, then they kill him off.
Yep.
Especially season 2, they did it with Joyce's new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name again?
Bobby.
Bob. Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Bob.
They did it in season 3 with Alexi. the Russian scientist.
Yeah, he was a good character. And I guess they kind of did it with Billy, but he stuck around for 2 seasons.
He did, yeah.
And
he was more of a protagonist. Antagonist.
Yeah, we hated him most of the time, but he did make the sacrifice play in season 3.
And then season 4, Eddie Munson.
Man, why they gotta do him like that?
Always gotta do him like that.
But it did fit his character perfectly because his entire thing is like he was so ashamed of being a coward.
Yep.
His first reaction to everything is to run, and that's exactly what he was doing from the bats in that scene too. He was on his butt. He was on the bike running from the bats.
Yeah.
But then he was like, you know what? He turned around. He actually fought them. And,
and that's what he told Dustin, too. He was like, I didn't run.
I didn't run this time.
Because even in the earlier in the episode, you see Steve talking to Dustin and Eddie, because obviously Steve doesn't want them to get hurt, too. Yeah. They're like, don't try to be a hero.
Don't be a hero, yeah.
And Eddie's like, come on.
Do we look like heroes?
We don't look like heroes.
Yeah. And then, of course, he wanted to prove him wrong.
So he has his heroic moment.
Poor Eddie.
Uh-huh. That was a very touching scene. So many touching scenes throughout this whole damn season, honestly.
Seriously. Oh my God. Speaking of touching scenes or more heart-wrenching, freaking Max's death.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, she did die.
Right.
Her heart stopped.
Right.
But
a lot to unravel there. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, but oh my God, dude. Honestly, it wasn't even Max dying. It was Lucas's reaction to her dying.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just freaking crying over her,
calling for help,
over her body, and just this feeling of absolute helplessness.
Bro, that got me.
That got me too.
That got me. Honestly, I feel like Lucas kind of gets left behind in some people's, favorite characters.
Yeah, but honestly, it was the same thing for me. But I think they did a lot with him this season.
They did.
And this scene especially, definitely jumped him up in my, in likability.
Yes. But yeah, so speaking of this final battle and with how Max dies, 11, she has to go into Max's mind as well to be able to fight Vecna.
Yeah.
And in order to do this, at
least from a distance.
From a distance, right. They need to find, decent size, tub of water or whatever, a lot of salt so that 11 can, hone in on her powers.
Yeah, her sensory deprivation tub.
Yeah.
And this is where Argyle actually came in handy.
And I want to talk about that for a minute because fucking Argyle did a lot more than some other main characters in this show.
Absolutely, bro. Argyle, he tracked the military tire tracks.
Yes.
He found the tub.
Yes.
He found the salt.
Yes.
He made dinner for everybody.
Yes. They need to be fed. That is one thing. You never see people eating in this show.
Yeah.
Argyle was like, let me feed everyone before this battle.
Yeah, seriously, they're filling up the tub. And I know what you're about to say, but yeah, they were filling while Jonathan and Will were filling up the tub. Here's Argyle freaking flipping pizza dough and shit, and he's like, amazing flavor is not gonna throw off your powers, is it?
Yeah, something like that. We're paraphrasing, but
yeah.
And that pizza looked pretty damn good.
Dude, oh my God. I think he said it was pineapple jalapeno and bacon or ham or something.
One of those meats, but it sounds fire.
That sounds so good, and I'm definitely ordering that.
Quick debate then. Pineapple on pizza. Does it belong on it? Yes or no?
Good, bro. It
good.
Belongs.
I mean, I knew you were going to say yes, but
yeah.
What do you guys think?
Dude,
what do you guys think? Pineapple on pizza?
I swear, y'all who hate on pineapple on pizza either didn't have a good one or you have never tried it.
Right.
So until you do that, bro,
it's good.
Sweet and salty. When has that not been a good combo?
Sweet and salty, or you put jalapenos on there, sweet and spicy.
Sweet, salty, and spicy.
Yes.
When has that ever been a bad combination? Never.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to really not enjoy pineapple on pizza. I thought it was a weird thing to do.
Okay, I used to hate mustard. I love mustard now.
Okay, taste buds changed, and I fucking love pineapple on pizza now.
So good.
I had it today on a barbecue pizza.
Oh my God,
it's good. But yeah, Argyle did so much more than Jonathan.
Bro, yeah. Speaking of Jonathan, let's get to this.
Yeah.
Jonathan was probably my least favorite character this season.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, least favorite character?
Least favorite character was freaking Jonathan, bro.
Okay.
All this dude did was drive. He all he did was drive, lie to Nancy about getting into college, or that he even applied to the college that they were supposed to go to together.
Yeah.
And like Argyle said, and oh my God, Argyle giving like good dating advice to Jonathan while stoned.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, he's like, what's your plan? Slow motion break up with Nancy? Yeah, I guess. No, dude. But yeah, bro, I swear, Jonathan was just useless, didn't do the right things. And like his only redemption was that moment he had with Will.
Right.
That was like literally it. But everything else, he was pretty freaking useless.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my least favorite character for the season, and it was Mike.
Okay, I can see that.
I didn't like Mike in this season.
Yeah. That whole heart thing, I'm not gonna lie, it felt a little pushed.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just, for some reason, I could not buy Mike this season. And it wasn't even maybe his character, but like even the acting himself.
Yeah.
I just didn't really buy it this season. You know, the first 3 seasons, Mike's character was fine to me.
Yeah, no, I never had a problem with him.
But just this last season, I don't know, man. There was something about his acting that I just couldn't buy it this time. It was weird.
Nah, I kind of get what you mean.
And like, I couldn't buy his relationship with 11 at all. But yeah, again, a character that really didn't do jack shit this season.
No, not really. He was there for emotional support.
Yeah, he had, that emotional support with 11 when she was inside of Max's mind.
Yeah.
Telling 11 that he loves her and, pushing her to be able to beat Vecna. But something about Mike this season, man, I don't know, just couldn't buy it.
My favorite character, though, this season, and this is probably a basic answer, is probably Max, man.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's got to be Max.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, she was the star of the show in this season, I feel like. Like, I mean, it just, because it all revolved around her. She was the one having Vecna's, was the one seeing Vecna's visions, and she was the 4th and final kill that had to happen for that portal to open. And, it just left a lot of opportunity to dive into her character because when Vecna kills you, he shows you what you should feel guilty about from your past. So not only did we see that with the other victims who we didn't know very well, but then he does it with Max, a character that we do know well. So it just like revealed more history about her. Not to mention, Sadie Sinks is an amazing actress.
Yeah. No, she did a great job this season. They really did give her a big role in this last season.
Yes.
A big role. She's definitely been one of my favorite characters ever since she came into the show. I'm going to try to think of a different answer than you, though, and give you a different favorite character of the season. I don't know. For some reason, one character that went up a lot for me was Nancy.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean, I liked her more this season than previous seasons, but I don't know about favorite.
No. I'm not saying favorite. I wouldn't say favorite, but she did move up the ranks a lot for me. And just seeing that rekindle with her and Steve.
Yes,
I enjoyed seeing that.
That was very good to see.
Yes.
We saw a lot more Steve Harrington, the mom scenes in this one. Oh my God, I swear. Freaking, he's hilarious when he plays like the mom of this group.
Yeah.
Even in the like one of the last scenes of this last episode, when we see Robin flirting with her band friend that she has a crush on, and you see Steve over there folding clothes with a rag over his shoulder, like a literal mom with a baby to spit up on. Oh my God. And you just see this proud little, this like proud dad look on his face. It's hilarious.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Eddie. He was definitely way up there.
Yeah.
For one of my favorite characters for the season.
And we only knew him for one season, but he already made a strong connection with the audience.
He did. There's just so much to him. A lot of relatable traits as well for his character. It would be Max, but if I had to choose someone else, it would be Eddie.
Okay.
Obviously, our boy Steve is always up there.
Steve is always up there. Dustin is always up there for me.
All right, but getting back on track, I know we get distracted easily.
Yeah.
So this final battle, Vecna kind of does end up winning. He gets his last kill with Max.
Or technically kill because her heart stopped.
Right. And it opens up the upside down to all of Hawkins.
Yeah.
Coming in 4, like same thing with the 4, all these 4 openings together, coming into like the center of town.
Now Hawkins can't ignore this.
Yeah, they really can't. Obviously, if you've seen it, you know that 11 at least gets Max's heart beating again.
Yeah.
She's in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
And just,
and
she was like blind. She couldn't see. She still had her limbs broken in half.
Oh, yeah, dude. Her arms and legs were done.
Yeah.
And I mean, my theory is that when Vecna dies, I feel like she'll snap out of this coma.
Okay.
That's my theory. Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking optimistically. I don't want her to be blind when she wakes up, but I think it's very possible.
Low key, as much as I didn't want Max to die or don't want her to die, I think it would have been a little more meaningful if she did die.
I know what you mean. Yeah. No, it would have
that shit would have hit hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was already on the brink of tears.
Right.
When Lucas was crying over her dead body, and if that was to stay.
Yes.
Oh, dude, I'd be hard. I'd be.
Because not to say it didn't hit hard, as is, but once 11 was like, no, you're not going. I'm like, okay, I don't want you to go, but. This, kind of should be permanent.
Yeah, if there was a time for Max to go, it would have been then.
It would have been. 2 days pass by. Everyone is reunited again. Oh my God, this is how many stories we had. We forgot to even talk about Hopper and Murray and Joyce in the Russian prison.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
They sneak back in.
Yeah.
And, Jesus, we forgot to talk about episode 1 of what they did.
For real.
Oh my God.
There's so much.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So, in episode 1, we saw them escape, and this reunited moment of Joyce and Hopper was just so long awaited.
Yep.
The most sexual tension I've ever seen on camera.
At least in this show.
Yeah, in this show. But oh my God, they were it was so good to see them finally kiss. I mean, Jesus, they were down to, go for it right then and there, but they got interrupted by that phone call.
And we get to see Hopper shirtless, and David Harbour looked damn good for this season.
Respect to David Harbour. Yeah. I love that he got in shape for this last season, but it also made sense.
It did. I mean, he was living off of scraps in this Russian prison, doing all this labor for them.
Yeah, what? Is he going to stay fat? No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but they escape. They're threatening, what's his name? Yuri.
Yeah.
So they're threatening Yuri to get a plane or helicopter. They were threatening him to have something that could fly to get them out of there. Yeah. And they end up getting this helicopter, piece of shit, probably won't work, but then we find out that he's stalling.
Yeah.
And whatever. But during his stalling, they find out what's going on with 11.
Right.
And they want to give her a chance, a better chance at fighting Vecna. So they think if they kill the Demogorgons and the
Demodogs
or the particles,
the
particles that they saw, that it would give her a better chance and maybe weaken Vecna.
And I don't think it did anything.
I think it did because otherwise, why would they have all those climaxes happen at the same time?
I don't know.
It definitely couldn't have hurt. It couldn't have hurt. Whatever. It leads to a pretty badass scene though when they sneak back into the prison and they see that the Demogorgons have just taken over everything.
Yeah.
And they got a little flamethrower action. They bring them into that trap in the pit and just blaze the shit out of them. That was a good scene.
But the one doesn't die. And Hopper uses a sword. Goes all Game of Thrones on him.
Dude, that was sick.
It was sick.
He freaking slices his arm off and then slices his head off. That was great.
It was.
My only beef with that though is after the flamethrower, I was like, wouldn't that sword be 1,000 degrees?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or maybe not. I don't know. It's very cold.
Yeah,
it's cold.
Hot. It is cold in Russia.
So maybe not. Maybe not.
And then, 48 hours pass. They all have a reunion with each other. Hopper has a nice little moment with 11, little daughter and
father-daughter moment.
Yep, father-daughter moment. And she was even a callback from the previous season. Yes, I kept the door open 3 inches.
Yep, because he made her do that whenever Mike was over.
Uh-huh. That was really touching.
That was funny. And I even noticed that before they had that moment, I was like, oh my God, she kept the door cracked.
Really?
Yeah, I noticed it. I was like, no way.
Good continuity.
Yeah, that was really good. And oh my God. Another really sad moment though that we saw in this aftermath of all these events was when Dustin was telling Eddie's uncle about how he died.
Yes.
Or I mean, as much as he could.
Yeah, as much as he could. As much as it would
Makes sense.
Yes, I was gonna say, as much as it would be believable.
Yes,
the way he died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, your son. He was in the Upside Down. He was playing a guitar solo. He died by bats.
Let me explain about this whole other dimension.
Yeah,
no,
exactly. No,
but they just leave those bits out.
But I think it gave his uncle comfort knowing that at least someone in this town thought so much of his nephew.
Yeah, he was definitely just happy to see that there was somebody else who realized that as well. Yeah. Or at least there was even like a group of people that realized it.
Right, who realized Eddie's worth.
Yeah.
And so they're all walking in the field, the field that they actually hung out in season 3.
Yeah.
And we see just the whole, town and fields up in smokes, and the plants around them are dying.
Yeah.
So Vecna clearly won.
Yeah, and not only that, but the Upside Down is literally bleeding into our world now. And we saw that with I don't even know. It's not snow. I don't think it's snow. Is it in the Upside Down?
It's not snow. It's almost like it's like
these
ashes.
They're like ashes or these particles that are always flying in the air.
Yes.
And we start seeing that in Hawkins.
Yes.
That was pretty scary. So it's bleeding into our world that much.
Right. And obviously this is, ending with a cliffhanger so that it can lead into the final season of season 5.
Yes.
But a little thing I didn't notice first time I watched it, I actually saw a TikTok about it. At the end there, Will's nose is bleeding.
Really?
It is.
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
easy to miss if you're not paying attention, but
I mean, he said something earlier about how he can still feel Vecna. And
how he thinks and what he's gonna do. And,
So I mean, it makes sense, but I did not notice that.
Or does Will have powers now too?
Nah, shut the fuck up. He don't got powers.
He's always a damn target.
Dude, he is. I swear, he's always a victim.
He is. Even though he's a victim, it still feels like he gets sidelined as the victim, almost like Doug in The Hangover.
Yeah.
Like this whole plot is the doings around this character, but they're not really there.
It started with Will.
Yeah.
But we don't even focus on him that much.
Right, yeah.
It's like, Will, okay, yes, you were traumatized, but let us take care of this.
Yeah.
These last couple episodes were pretty hectic.
Yeah, they really throw a lot at you. And like we said, there's 4 stories going at the same time.
Like, Jesus Christ, we almost totally forgot about Hopper.
I know. And, they all did a good job at, blending them together.
Yeah. But
it's a lot.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's just...
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, some of my favorite things about this season of Stranger Things, period, was definitely the horror aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. They definitely kept it a lot scarier.
More gruesome.
Yeah, I feel like they were getting back to their roots in season 1. Because that was definitely more of a horror aspect.
Another thing that I really loved about this season as well was the flashbacks that we got to see from these characters.
Yes.
And what's really crazy is with a show like this, and you have these young child actors, and the first season was 2016, and they're going through, the biggest stages of growing up in their in real life.
Yeah.
So it's almost like not only are we watching these characters grow up, we're watching, these actors grow up as well.
Yeah,
it's crazy to see.
I mean, and we kind of saw the same thing in Game of Thrones. You start with a lot of those young characters.
Yeah.
But it is really cool to see your favorite, not only your favorite characters, but these actors and actresses that you love so much develop over time.
Yeah. In the end, just what an emotional season. I mean, this season really took a lot out of us.
Yeah, and especially this finale.
Yeah. So now that season 4 is over, where do you rank this? Do you still have season 1 at the top or this one?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this took the top spot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Between learning about Vecna and what the whole why the upside down even exists, or where these monsters are coming from.
Yeah.
And the great character interactions that we got, the introduction of Eddie.
Yep.
There was so much going on this season. It's impossible not to put it at the top, because it's almost unfair, because the other seasons didn't have this budget. Didn't have the time,
the runtime,
the runtime that this one did, and so I mean, it's almost unfair, but I gotta put season 4 at the top.
It was almost like 2 seasons put into one.
It literally was.
That's tough, because there could be a lot of room for error in that as well.
True, but I think they did it very well.
They did. They really did. I mean, I already had it at the top for me. And I don't know, this just kind of solidified that I'd put season 4 at the top for me.
Yeah, no, this definitely, this put it on top for me.
And the music in it, just like always, just great.
They know how to pick their 80s and 70s music for this. It's great.
Running Up That Hill.
Master of Puppets.
Metallica.
Separate Ways, the remix they did with Journey.
Yup.
But yeah, what a finale. And now I can't wait for season 5, which apparently is coming out in 2023.
Really?
That's what I think I saw it.
Next year.
Let me confirm. I mean, it would make sense if they did a lot of the recording while they were recording this.
They haven't even... No. There's absolutely no way we're getting 2023 because the Duffer Brothers aren't writing this final season until next month.
You're joking.
I'm not. There's no way. There's absolutely no way because it took us 3 years to get this. We're not getting season 5 for 2 years, at least. At least.
Oh, okay.
What does it say?
Okay, begin filming sometimes next year.
Yes.
Release will probably be like 2025.
2025?
Yeah.
5?
Okay, I take it back.
Jesus. I was thinking maybe 2024.
Nah.
Because a big reason why this one took so long as well was because, COVID hit. Yeah.
Nope.
2025, man.
Yeah, it's
Jesus. I mean, again, this is probably going to be just as long and epic.
Dude, I'll be fucking 24.
Oh my God, 2025. The kids are going to be like...
Well, if they film it in 23, that's next year.
Yeah.
So.
But still, they're going to be like 19, 20, some of them 22.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy. No, yeah, because they haven't even started writing the final season yet. This is Netflix's bread and butter right here. This is their biggest franchise.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
They kind of need to extend this as long as they can.
Honestly, so you said this came out in 2016, right?
2016, bro.
So yeah, and I feel like when Netflix was really becoming like a staple in everybody's home, you know what I mean? Like everybody started using Netflix, the app. I feel like Stranger Things was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was definitely one of their first things to blow up.
Yeah, I know Orange is the New Black was a big one too.
That was another one, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, think about it. It's going to take them almost 10 years to give us 5 seasons.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, it's going to keep people's Netflix account, at least until then, right?
I mean, or you could delete it and get it when it comes
again.
out. But
either way,
yeah,
it would make sense, for Netflix to really just, what's the term I'm looking for?
Keep you in suspense.
Not that, but just
drag it out.
Yeah. Drag it out, essentially.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens in season 5.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for this review on Stranger Things Part 2.
Sorry we jumped around so much.
Yeah,
but
I was literally about to say that.
Like we said, this was a very hectic season of Stranger Things. I mean, we just had so much going on. It's honestly hard to keep track.
Literally 4 separate stories.
Yeah, 4 separate stories. 4.5 hour runtime just for the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Insane. So yeah, sorry for jumping around, but thanks for listening to this review.
Yeah, if you stuck around.
Yeah, if you stuck around. Let's see what we got next. We got Thor: Love and Thunder next.
Thor: Love and Thunder. That'll be our next podcast.
Seeing that opening night on Thursday. Can't wait to see that. Rotten Tomatoes views haven't been as good as the other Marvel movies lately.
Really?
Yeah. And we'll talk about that. We can talk about that later.
All right.
But yeah, again, thanks for sticking around. That's going to do it for us here on Blake's Takes. As always, I am your host, Blake. And as always, with me, my co-host, Garrett. And we will see you guys next time on Blake's Takes.
See you guys.